Hi, Perry.
Hi, Scott.
So we're doing part B. The local cable company did a reboot of their system, probably for the whole neighborhood. I watched it reset on the modem. And so we were cut off there. So we're going to go right back into part B. And I'll get everybody up to know exactly where I left off. So when you guys watch this, you're going to watch part A and part B, and then you'll get the whole experience. But you won't experience the interruption. We were out in space around Turellian. In circle, each of you is hovering as a spherical being, and I described what the Atma looks like. White core, a layer of teardrop-shaped self-effulgent, self-luminous lights. These are higher faculties. And another outer layer in concentric circles, ever widening diameter. And it goes from a white core to yellow to orange to red to green to blue to violet to lavender, golden exterior. It's spherical in nature. It's like what I showed everybody on the front cover of the Emerald Doorway book. And this is what you look like out in space as the true being that you are, that is not a physical body. And Turellian is showing you his 18-foot tall body, his slightly blonde curly hair, not curly, wavy, slightly wavy, pointed ears, big blue eyes, about 18 feet tall, human, single gown, holding his thumbs up with a sphere of energy of golden light around each one. And what he's doing is creating a transparent sphere of energy around all of us. And you are all showing each other who you are by projecting a perfectly formed physical body. Looks just like you on Earth, but 36, trim, flawlessly healthy. And this way we can see each other. And yet you are the Atma hovering above this form you're showing each other. And we're in a circle around this being. His name is Ambassador Turellian. He is of the Say-Rays human race, Seres, pronounced as if it was spelled Sayrays, Say-Rays. You can see the white golden light of the void of space, the toroidal zero-point energy that exists packed between all things that float in it, like planets and moons and suns and stars. And you can see this as the Atma. Physical eyes cannot because they can't see into a high enough frequency. But here you can. I had an air conditioner running that I had to turn off. So you should be able to hear me more clearly. You, this is your daydreaming, your imagination, which is not made up in the brain of the body sleeping back on Earth. You are in space, hovering around Turellian, who serves as a focal point to keep our energies focused on a constructive journey. The multidimensional universe is vast and it's easy to get lost in it. He is simply creating and maintaining a field of energy that cannot be penetrated by any form of negative nature, negative technology, or negative beings. We are in space to get outside of the atmosphere which surrounds the planet Earth. It is literally packed full of negative imagination, deeds done, wars, and everything that's ever happened, and what people have done to each other and to animals, and animals to each other since life began to exist on that planet. Everything that's imagined is sent out as a frequency in micro voltage, and it goes out into the atmosphere and bounces off the ionosphere just like a radio wave. And people on Earth are busy going about their lives, sometimes opening themselves to negative things, tyrant natures, and other things that have been done by people on Earth in its ancient past. as well as today. When we go into the hue out here in space, we have a certain protection that goes along with its utilization, which must be experienced by each individual. The sound out here is like roaring thunder under your feet, but it's soft, it's soothing, it's not frightening. The light that is made by this energy is a white golden nature, quite bright. Yet you can see the billions of stars of our galaxy above, below, behind us, and all around us. Big blue-white giants, yellow suns, red ones. These are the predominant colors of stars in our galaxy. And you can see them clearly suspended in this other white golden light. We're going to go on a journey I was going to guide us on a journey to the ancient past of Earth, but it's not going to be as productive as if we go somewhere in present time out in our solar system. In one or two or more of these radio shows, probably many more than that, we've gone into what are called the higher realities, above the void, known to certain esoteric groups on Earth. This journey is more grounded in the sense that as Atmas, we're traveling with Turelian to a location of a mile-long cylindrical-shaped spacecraft, which is one of registry in the Galactic Interdimensional Alliance of Free Worlds. Zetranami is the name of a planet located near the galactic core of the Milky Way galaxy, not in the center, near it. It's 4 times bigger than Earth, has 3 Earth-sized planets revolving around it, and a trinary sun system. Many of the more advanced races that travel the stars live on worlds that circle trinary sun systems. We're going to the ice rings that comprise the rings of the planet, the gas giant Saturn. Turelian moves one of his right hands and points off into the distance of space, beyond the moon and the Earth. You see all the stars of space, and you suddenly experience zooming through a whirling clockwise vortex of blue-green light that looks like water, but it isn't. You go through an hourglass-shaped tunnel at fast, lightning fast speed, and you come out the other end, and you find that you stop suddenly around Turelian in a circle, looking down on the ice rings that circle the planet Saturn. And down in the upper edge, 2/3 of the way out towards the outer edge of the ice rings that circle the planet, is a ship. And you can see it hovering down under chunks of ice that make up the ice rings of Saturn. It has a long cylindrical shape. It's a mile long. It has a curved bridge control window on one end and the identical one on the other. And it has a blue anti-gravitic light surrounding the outer circumference of the hull. There are oval-shaped windows, 6 foot wide and 3 feet high, that are centered just above the central equator of that ship. They go down its length. They are observation windows for the personnel aboard. And you can see a dozen 30-foot in diameter disc-shaped craft with 3 semispheric pods or hemispheric pods on the bottom hull with a blue glass-like top to them with a blue anti-gravitic light around them moving in towards the central hull of this ship. That electromagnetic field prevents the ice rings from colliding with the hull. It's like in a protected bubble. And as you see the first of 12 ships approach the hull, it begins to be turned transparent. You can see it brighten, and then it moves through the metal hull, and you see kind of like a whirling opening in the matter that makes up the hull. And the ship has really changed its molecular time rate up a little higher. It's simply passing through the molecules that make up the hull of the Emerald Star Cruiser. There are no open launch bays on this ship. It passes into a football field sized interior hangar bay and lands on a floor next in two parallel rows next to others. The next ship does the same thing. All 12 of them enter the ship and land on the floor. As each one passes through the hull returns to its solid appearance. And down in the middle of the floor is a golden, luminous, like a uh, conveyor belt. And you're going to find yourself a Tyrellian, each of you with this physical form that looks to be 36, perfectly healthy, and an Atma hovering above it, just like Tyrellian. He steps on this conveyor belt that's moving toward the left long end of that football-sized field to a triangular opening that's got a golden light coming from it. You look to the other end, and there's another identical one on the other side. You step on it, and you're gravitationally grounded to it so you can't fall off, and you stand straight up, and this conveyor belt whisks you at a rapid speed down the length of this hangar bay and right through the triangular opening, which is about 15 feet high. And as you pass through it, you look at these foot-thick golden walls that are lit up. And then it comes to an end. You get off a small hallway and turn to the left through another triangular opening, and you walk into and step upon a plush blue carpet. And you're in a room 60 feet high and hundreds of feet long, continues down the length of the ship. And these are observation quarters or places like a lounge where you can meet with fellow people, where the ship's personnel can meet and meet with us. And as you stand inside, you see blue glass top tables, oval, and behind them, several egg-shaped white chairs with blue cushions. And there are several people of high rank, man and a woman, sitting in the chair right in front of you. And Tyrellian is standing behind us in this 60-foot high chamber, located near the central section of this Galactic Alliance cruiser. And he has his 18-foot tall body there and the Atma that he is, but brighter than us, hovering above it. Still got his two thumbs up with the golden light around him. And then you begin to see 300 of the ship's personnel, men and women. They each have a kind of a single piece uniform on. A silvery glistening material has a symbol on the upper right chest area, which is of a pyramid, a golden pyramid, a quartz cap, hovering above a silvery galaxy like the Milky Way. And above the peak, or the apex of the pyramid, are three blue stars in triangular formation. These men and women are human and humanoid, snake-like skin, pink eyes, violet eyes, silver hair, like silver metal but soft, different types of heights, size, long ears, pointed ears. Some have long beards, some have no hair, some are bald. And these are beings of the Galactic Alliance that represent many millions of world systems that make up the Galactic Interdimensional Alliance of Free Worlds. Many sub-organizations of smaller world systems belong to this central organization. It is not much known amongst people in the extraterrestrial and disclosure communities on Earth yet, but it will be. These beings, who are ship's personnel from many different worlds, men and women, kind, do not have subconscious minds. They don't have any subconscious negative things driving who they are. The Galactic Alliance made sure that they had nothing like that, and had that erased or deleted long before they were prepared and trained for the mission for this ship that is permanently, for now, stationed in the ice rings of Saturn. And it is there for a specific purpose. It is to maintain and, in a sense, police our solar system, to keep tyrant races among the stars who are being transformed from returning to Earth. They have been taken away or sent away from bases underground, and we must take notice, if you're paying attention. There haven't been any abductions by little gray guys in decades, well, at least 20 years anyway. No new ones. People are still talking about old ones. So it'd be kind and nice for people to come up to present time about all this, so they don't have to run any more fear about such things when they're living out their lives on Earth. It is not beneficial or helpful to others in any way, shape, or form to say on the internet or do things that promote more fear. It's not constructive. It cannot be. People who learn and hear about such things as tyrant extraterrestrials have no way to verify whether it's true or not, but it does instigate deeper fear of the present and the future, and that serves to trap people in bodies on Earth. We do not do this. On this ship, these beings, a man and a woman from different races, will walk up to each of you. Remember, you have a body form here that looks to be about 36, perfectly healthy, made of energy, and they can see it. When you look at these beings, look above them, and you'll see a spherical Atma running those forms they're showing you. They are the bodies they actually have, physical bodies on this ship from their home planetary systems. They are telepathic. They can speak to you mind to mind or with vocal cords. They all speak flawless English. In fact, these group of people speak any language on Earth. So if you're used to Thai or Hispanic language, Russian, Chinese, any exotic language on this earth or English, you will hear them speak to you in your native tongue. There can be no misunderstandings when communication is done this way. They are highly trained specialists. Most of these people here help people be free of subconscious negative implant programs that most people don't even know they have. They will greet you with a right hand over their chest, a form of respect. It'd be greatly beneficial for you to do the same. And then if each of you ask them to assist you at night when you're out of your body anyway, to help you be free to wake up and recover who you are, they will begin to work with you. And you're going to see all 300 of these people send out the hue in a much higher vibration than you're used to experiencing on Earth. And then you'll see Trillian do the same, standing behind you. And then if you put in your own hue at this point, there is a telepathic connection that is made like dialing someone on the phone. Each of them will ask you if you would like their assistance. You can say yes or no. But if you say yes, then they will begin to assist you to recover what you were made to forget long ago. You can look down and feel your toes wiggling in this plush blue carpet. It is alive. You can feel the energy radiating up from it. It's soothing to the bottoms of your feet. You can look out through these observation windows, these 6 foot long, 3 foot high, oval shaped, convexly shaped, formed outward, looking out into, you can see the ice rings of Saturn, the gas giant. stars in space, and you can see several scout craft, 30 feet wide, approaching. One of them hovers outside the windows, and you can see the blue anti-gravitic light around its hull. And then it tips towards you, which is to acknowledge you, and then it sails off to enter the launch bay. That is manned by 4 couples, men and women. These are ships that have been stationed in and around the Earth, returning for a change of personnel. They police our solar system now round the clock. And they do this to protect Earth people right now from the interference of negative alien cultures and beings. This doesn't mean that people on Earth are free. It means that the negative effects that have been done to them in prior years, decades back, has been stopped. The effect that people are left with must be reversed. This is what this journey is all about. You will find in time that when you're on these journeys, you are really out of your body, out in space, on this ship that's a mile long, as guests of the Galactic Interdimensional Alliance of Free Worlds. This process is beginning to take place for world leaders for their benefit. It's beginning to take place for people on Earth when they're ready for their benefit. The beings on this ship and the entire alliance of worlds they represent are not tyrant in nature. They are far more advanced than tyrant races, and they've decided to move forward to change the destructive prophesied destiny of Earth into a new direction for the first time. There's a man and a woman who are standing up from a chair, and they come and greet you with their right hand over their chest. They're human with slightly larger eyes than people on Earth. Beautiful, handsome, about 38-ish to 40-ish, perfectly, flawlessly healthy. And there's an Atma hovering above both. They are the commanders of this ship. When you go into the book, The Sayres Agenda, you will find their names, what they do. You'll explore the adventure of what they know. And in the glossary of characters and terms in the back, you can see definitions more precise about what this is about. This commander and his wife come from the area we call Pleiades, but not the 7 sisters people see with the naked eye from Earth or from astronomical equipment. They are from a planetary group thousands of stars beyond what we call the Pleiades, but they're from that general area. The others that are represented here come from world systems spreading across nearly half of the Milky Way galaxy. There is a man and a woman beginning to appear here on the carpet between the 300 ship's personnel, the commanders, and all of us in Trillian standing behind. They appear to be 10 feet tall. There's an Atma hovering above them, quite bright like Trillian, meaning they don't have subconscious minds, so they radiate a brighter energy. And they have long silver hair, and you're sure it looks like silver metal, but it's soft. You just inherently know it. And they have violet eyes, beautiful humanoid looking, taller than Earth humans, longer necks, longer fingers, longer arms and legs. When they move and walk a few feet and stop, they move like swans, very graceful. And they are from a planetary system called Xentranomon 1, which is located on the other side of the Milky Way galaxy, opposite the Galactic Alliance. And they are pretty much responsible for overseeing world systems in the other half of the galaxy. And these 2 groups recently began to work complete harmony together a short time ago. They are from a race called the Zientranamus. The man's name is Donantalis and the woman's name is Freshun Muntus, which sounds almost Egyptian, but it is extraterrestrial in nature. They are genetic scientists of a sort, very advanced. They are telling you and showing you bodies that have been around for 3.5 million years unaged. Remember, these people know who they are that's floating above those bodies and running them. There has never been any war in that half of the Milky Way galaxy. Now there is no war taking place in the other side. There was. The greatest war ended 500,000 years ago. A kind of Cold War has been going on between a few tyrant races and the rest of the Galactic Alliance during that time. Some people were captured covertly, cowardly. Usually their bodies were killed and then they're subjected to an implantation process and stuffed in a body on Earth with no memory, usually a baby. It's quite diabolical. But this kind of thing is no longer taking place. That has been stopped. People on Earth need to recover who and what they are so they can request the assistance at some point of this vast organizations of worlds to help come and transform Earth so it can take its place as a spacefaring culture. The way it is now, I don't care who or what their technology is or how advanced it is, as far as reverse engineering and anything, they'll never be allowed to play among the stars outside our own solar system until we, as a planetary group, begin to work together in harmony and explore the stars. They can help us do that, but we cannot do it on Earth on our own. Consider it like this. This is what this commander and his wife is now telling all of you. On other histories in the Galactic Alliance, there were worlds that were on the brink of self-annihilation like Earth is today. Ecologically, biologically, radiation left over from nuclear bomb tests in our own atmosphere has caused a great deal of harm. Other things that people are doing to try to solve problems that also have side effects that are negative. There are worlds that were on the brink of this, and suddenly what we call full disclosure took place amongst their governments, and races landed from all over the universe and helped those worlds step up. We are not alone in the multiverse. Older races help younger races when the time is right. And now there is an energy running through the cosmos that did not exist before in what people call the one energy behind all creation. And this has to do with retiring the old experiment of good and evil and replacing with an energy that motivates beings to utilize their imagination to only create that which will be of uplifting benefit to all life. And to do that properly, people on Earth need to wake up and be aware of what all that life is. And most of it is most certainly not on Earth. What they're sharing with you is telepathic, being to being. It is life transforming. Once this has begun, this process cannot be reversed because it is the destiny of each individual being running a body to one day step up to bat and be a co-creator with the source behind all life, what they call prime creator. The man and a woman that are technicians and personnel aboard this ship can work with you, each of you, when you're out of your body every night, if you take the time to go into the hue. There is a special technique section in the back of the Sayre's Agenda book. That is a technique for the prologue and all 29 chapters involving the hue and having direct experience. And if you work with that, then your life and your awareness will most certainly change in dynamic, expansive new ways. Ambassador Trellian, who's the central focal point of this journey for protective reasons, also helped sponsor the creation of that book. And you can read about that later on in the book itself when Mark Sanfield and Janice Carter are introduced to Ambassador Trellian in a most unique way for the first time. Find yourself outside this ship, outside the ice rings of Saturn, instantly in a circle of spherical beings. Physical body looks like physical body you have, perfect, flawless, radiant. It's like you're breathing, but you're in space. This is an energy projection of what you choose to show others. Trellian is still showing you his 18-foot tall body, and we're in a circle like planets around a sun. What we want to do, instead of going into the higher realities above the void, we want to bring back just this much to your physical consciousness awareness back on Earth. Find yourself suddenly hovering around Trellian, out in space, looking down on the ice rings, the ice poles of planet Earth, and the barren moon circling around it, the sun in the distance, and then find yourself in the atmosphere at about 10,000 feet. You individually hovering above where you live, looking down above, right through the house where you live, the apartment, wherever you are. And then you find yourself hovering near the ceiling, looking down on your body in the trance state we call sleep. And what you're doing is seeing a white golden beam of energy coming from the hands of Trellian, which comes from an energy far beyond him, up in the upper realities, far beyond the void. And it goes down through you, hovering at 10,000 feet, and a duplicate atma of you, same you, hovering above the body near the ceiling, and down into the pineal gland, the center of the skull, gently radiating outward in an expanding sphere of energy. Now you can see certain brain areas of your brain turning on. It is said that on Earth people use 6 to 10% of a 100% developed brain, which makes no sense. So more of it is turning on as this energy moves through you for your benefit, but also for the benefit of all life on Earth. And that energy moves around the planet through each one of you into 3 pyramids that are giant, bigger than the one in Egypt, stationed on the deepest area of the ocean floor of the Atlantic and the Pacific, and one in a certain hollowed out interior of a mountain in the Himalaya. And there is a fountain. You can see right through the walls of these pyramids, and there's a fountain sitting on a marble floor in the center of the pyramid, 15 feet wide with white scalloped alabaster stone-like edges. Scalloped meaning curved, little curves around it. And in the center is a statue of a being, bronzed skin, bald head, about 36. He looks like he's someone from the country of India, but he is not. He has 2 gold bracelets on each of his upper arms, a single white tunic gown from his waist down to above his bare ankles, bare-chested, perfectly, flawlessly, strongly built. And he's got his hands out to his sides, down, the palms pointing forward, golden eyes. And you can see a white golden light coming down through this statue, standing in this fountain, pouring through the palms of his hands, filling this bowl, and it's pouring over the scalloped edges in a luminous white golden sheet, vanishing through the floor and then pulsing out through the sides of the pyramid in donut-shaped circles of light. And you can see from above the planet, because you're instantly there, these donut-shaped circles of light move through the core of the planet. They don't stop on Earth. They continue out to a very much bigger pyramid stationed between two stable asteroids in the asteroid field, circling in the orbit of a planet between Mars and Jupiter. And then they're beamed out to the individual ones stationed between stars in our Milky Way galaxy at this time. Something is underway here. This energy movement cannot be reversed, not by any race or beings or technology in the lower dimensions of time and space. Now, the journey, the adventure, the wonder, the childlike amazement for all of this is for each of us to explore these adventures until you have your own certain knowingness about them. This is the way this works in the hue. Look kindly down on your body hovering near the ceiling on Earth and see that little beam of light going down in there. And it's going out to what we call a toroidal field, like a gravitational field around a planet, around top of your head and through the bottom of your feet. And there's the Atma, you, hovering near the ceiling. And you look out and you see there's another toroidal energy field moving around you as a spherical being. You can see outside the planet Earth and see there's one surrounding it. Now suddenly you're above the entire galaxy with Tyrrellian, and you see there's a toroidal field surrounding the Milky Way galaxy as well. And that energy is the hue. It comes from higher realities through different doorways that are like transformers. Be kind to yourself. Endeavor to catch yourself when you first start feeling a negative emotion, which is going to sponsor you imagining negative things. When you first catch yourself doing that, stop what you're doing. Turn off the TV. This takes an act of discipline and free will. Close your eyes, go into the hue, and do it, pausing between each one till you inhale and let out your breath. You're going to feel an upliftment, and then you're going to feel the fear shut off. And this is going to allow you and encourage you to progress into having greater control over what you choose to imagine. When you're ready, open your eyes.
Thank you, Scott, for the journey. Still a lot to remember.
Well, there's two parts to this one because of the Cox cable interruption, but that's just part of their business to reset the neighborhood. And when you have long journeys, 2-3 hours long like this, as you know, there's no money involved. We don't charge people for this. There's a reason for that, and it has to do with the beings I work with who aren't from Earth because they don't use it. So this work is not something I can ever charge money for. I can sell books because if I don't, nobody will ever get them. There's no way for me to stockpile them, print them myself. A 1 pound book like this to Germany costs $60 US. The book's like $16. No, see, it has to be done through a print-on-demand facility like Amazon or Ingram Spark, which is a company that pre-exists Amazon that has print-on-demand facilities around the world for the purpose of getting books in bookstores. Amazon gets them so they can be downloaded as an ebook or printed on demand in their own country and then sent locally. In Perry's case, there's no Amazon over there in that country. So if people there want to get the book, they can order it through a bookstore, and it's the Ingram Spark company that gets it to them in the bookstore. So they can still get them. We found that out, didn't we, Perry?
Yes, we have to order like from Thai bookstores or Japanese bookstore here.
Right.
And then they order for us.
And then for other countries like England, South America, and Brazil, and Spain, and French, and Germany, they all have print-on-demand facilities in those countries. So people can go to Amazon and buy them there, or Barnes & Noble in the U.S. which is a bookstore chain, and get the ebook or trade paperback in either form. The purpose of the book, particularly the Saver's Agenda, but also these techniques can be applied to the Emerald Doorway too. You'll figure out how to do that. But they're designed so people can, say you read what, you go through the adventure of finding out how one individual and his cousin, who don't remember who they are, recover their full memory that they aren't even originally from Earth. And what it takes for them to do that is in here. But in the back, there's a technique section, extensive, so that if you wake up in the morning one time and have some dream with being on a spaceship or something, you want to know what it means, or say you're in a body flying around, which is usually in the astral plane, that's mentioned above, and you want to understand it, find the chapter you've read in this book that's most similar to it. Then go to that technique and work that technique for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or a week until you get some new awareness. That's how they're designed to work. Okay, I guess that's it.
Yes, and also people can go to check on your website under this video link. Okay.
Right, I'll put it in the video link so people can click on those and go explore. I want to thank you again, Perry, for having the courage. And it isn't easy. It's fun, but it's not often easy, is it? And we've done hundreds of these, but now we're doing them once a month. So it'll be a month from now on this same day, Thursday in Thailand, Wednesday in my country.
No, Friday in Thailand.
Friday in Thailand, Thursday in my country, right, at 6 p.m. my time, and early mornings, about 9 o'clock your time when we start? 8 o'clock. Okay, so there's the time difference. So the next one will be, I think, next month on
27 August.
27th for you, 26th for me.
Yes.
Thursday for me, Friday for you at 6 p.m. Pacific time, correct. 8 p.m. Thai time. Okay.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Yeah, 8 a.m. Right, Thai time. Okay, in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And for those who are listening to our show, Scott, give yourself time, to read the books and go on journeys, and then let the experience come. Let the direct experience happen to you.
If people really want it, they will experience it.
Yes.
And I can help, but I'm only one person. I mean, I do guide a private group of about 10 people. There's no money involved in that either. And we've been doing this for years. And record it, and I send it to people. But obviously, I cannot do that for 1,000 people or 10 million or billions. It wouldn't be possible with any technology on this earth. And I wouldn't have the time or energy to do that for that many people. So I want to get people introduced to other people who can take over the responsibility of assisting individuals on earth to recover who they are. And they're friends of mine and trusted associates who are not from earth. So I will leave you all with that. And
thank you everyone for watching.
And as I always like to say now, see you all later.
See you later.
All right. See you next time. Bye.